Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you set 3 of CJ Entis versus SK Telecom 1. It's going to be Bisu versus Snow, as Bisu tries to close out the series sweep for SK against CJ. I just want to mention before we get started here that last game, Fantasy and Sky High, I had no idea, but I just checked it. That was Fantasy's first victory against Sky High. Apparently, Sky High has completely had Fantasy's numbers for the last couple of years in TVT, and Fantasy just now able to bust through and get that coveted win against Sky High. That has to be something great for him, and probably something that bothered him for a while. You know, you go on a 6 or 7 game losing streak to a player, that's gotta hurt. So good for Fantasy and good for Fantasy fans, and as they get to cheer that. And we've got some I don't know who these people are, but all right, they've got bunny ears that say things on them, so good for them. Anyways, it's gonna be Bisu in the bottom right in red and Snow in the bottom left in teal. This is what is this? Outlier, yeah, Outlier. So it's a 3-player map. The other map is at the 12 o'clock position. And again, we're going to have SK in red. We've had SK in red every single game. And I think we've had SK on the right side of the map in every single game, and CJ on the left in every single game. So it's actually made it really, really easy to follow the two players, despite the fact that it's going to be the second mirror matchup. Should be pretty easy to follow. Teal and red, as well as left and right, very, very nicely organized, and for your viewing pleasure. And I don't know who that is again. Maybe the producer. I bet you that's like a director or something, or someone with SK Planet, something like that. They look like they're I got nothing. Just trying to come up with something. Anyways, so Bisu played pretty standard here. Nothing out of the ordinary for either of these players, I'm sure. Bisu too good. And Snow probably too. I don't know, there really isn't a whole lot you can do to cheese in PvP. I mean, you can go ahead and try and proxy 2-gate, but I feel like players have gotten so good at fending off the proxy 2-gate that just really doesn't work anymore. You generally scout right after a simulator or after gateway, and and in a 3-player map, even if you scout the person last, you're still probably going to have time in order to defend against it, and it's just so risky. So you really don't see the super cheese anymore. If you're going to cheese in PvP, you'll usually see like DTs, or you'll see a 4-gate goon or something like that. A little bit of a later cheese, a mid-game cheese, rather than the all-in proxy cheese early on. Or you could see a proxy robo or hidden attack. Those kinds of cheeses as well are definitely common enough. Cybernetics core for Bisu almost finished for Snow a little bit later. Snow going for that Zealot first, Bisu going without. So Bisu pulling a page out of Jangbi's MO, or recent MO. This is exactly what Jangbi's been doing, is skipping out on Zealots in several of his recent PvPs and getting that Cybernetics core out a little bit sooner. So Bisu copying the great Jangbi in that regard, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm going with that story, and I'm sticking to it. As Bisu tries to maneuver this probe around, and he's not going to be able to bust through that with 2 Zealots now. There's no way he's getting down that ramp. If his probe tries to go down there, it'll take 2 hits, and that will probably kill it at this point, as it did absorb 1. We do have a Zealot and a Dragoon out now for Bisu, so he's going to get rid of this probe that's maneuvering around inside of his base, and then go ahead and probably be able to put a little bit of pressure on. Not a lot, as he shoots his own gateway. You usually can't do a ton of pressure, but you can put a little bit just to annoy your opponent, especially with the reverse ramps. If you can get over there fast enough, you can go ahead and put down and force your opponent into his base, or to maybe aggressively put down an extra gateway a little bit earlier, something like that. Bisu is going with the Citadel of Adun, so we are going to be seeing DTs here from Bisu, so we are going to be seeing that mid-game cheese, and see how Snow reacts against it. He's obviously not going to have any idea it's coming his way, but we will get to see what he does in response. It looks like we're going to have 3-gate goon coming from Snow, and on this side, I believe that they were showing that Bisu, I believe, actually canceled his Cybernetics core. He canceled his range upgrade to get his Citadel up a little bit faster, and so this is a little bit dangerous right now for Snow. Even if if he puts down a Forge, or he puts down a Robo for that 3-gate Robo, or something like that, in order to go against DTs, with the cancellation of the range, this is basically, this is a really aggressive cheese coming in here from Bisu. Very, very, very aggressive, and he's going to try and really catch Snow off guard. And that Dragoon for Bisu, that would have been so perfect to leave there and see this probe is going to leave and now, just due to the timing of it all, Snow is going to get the scout on. He jumps his probe over, and he sees the Temple Archives and the Forge. So Bisu is scouted out as Snow is going to be able to react immediately and start getting his detection up. Bisu is taking this opportunity to take his natural expansion. Of course, with the fast DTs, you do always take your natural expansion, of course, in order to try and use your map control to get your natural expansion up. And Snow is going to counter by getting aggressive here, going to try and maybe push in here before the DTs are out. I don't think he's going to have a whole lot of success in that regard, but he's going to try anyways and see if he can get the timing right. And he is going for it, going to try and force a cancel on this Nexus. Now, what will Bisu do? Will Bisu cancel it or not? And Bisu going with the proxy pylon at this stage of the game. A Manor pylon. It's 5 minutes in. That is awesome. That is awesome. As all these units are picking at the Nexus, as Bisu does have his first DTs out, and he is going to bring in the Nexus, and Snow is going to try and take it down. He is going to kill it, and now is he going to try and run away, or what is he going to do now with these remaining forces? He is going to run away, but Bisu does lose his natural expansion. Finally does manage to take that down, as these probes finally turned around and took down the Manor pylon as well from Bisu. But Bisu sending that DT out again, and now he's going to try and do some damage and get aggressive again and get his Nexus down once more. And he's going to use his second DT in defense, presumably, and that DT is certainly going to be more than enough to stop this Nexus from going down. There's no way that that Snow is going to be able to get this one, as Bisu's DT is now hammering at that Dragoon. Doesn't even actually have to. That Dragoon not actually able to hold the whole thing down, and that Observatory is just now coming up, so it's still going to be a little bit of time. Still going to be another 10-15 seconds, but maybe even more. Going to be about 15 seconds or so until an Observer is able to pop out. So this DT is just going to sit here and continuously get kills. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's the Observer. So finally that DT is going to go down, but it does get 11 probes. So, well, actually, I don't think they're all probes. I think there might have been a Zealot or a Dragoon in there. So we'll go with about 9 probes. We'll go with 9 probes on that DT, but it does a ton of damage, and he's going to send in another DT right now. And if it can sneak by the Observer, if the Observer, yes, the Observer is with the main force, as Bisu is playing cannon defense behind, as the second Observer is made, so that is going to be enough to stop this DT from doing too much damage. It gets 3 kills, that's all. So 3 more probes do go down. So Bisu playing cannon defense with his remaining forces. That is going to be enough while he waits for Storm. This is not going to work, Snow. But he does manage to take off one cannon. He isn't going to be able to win this, although he might be able to pick off another. Yeah, he does pick off that cannon as well. So with 3 cannons, perhaps, just perhaps, he may be able to do some more damage here, as the Dragoon's coming in here once more, pick off another cannon. So some really nice micro here from Snow. I really didn't think he was going to be able to do this, but some excellent micro from Snow, able to pick off cannons one by one and force Bisu to continuously make them and spend all of this money on the cannon. And now Snow is going for it, going to pick off another cannon, just one fully morphed cannon up, as Bisu is still waiting for Storm. There is the Storm, picks off that Storm, actually able to pick off 2 Dragoons and damage the other. So Bisu walking in here with his 3 remaining is going to be able to win the field here, and is going to be able to take down the rest of Snow's, I believe. No, not quite. Snow able to retreat with 2 remaining against Bisu's 1, although Snow's are very close to dead. And Snow, it looks like, has about 5 jump probes mining at that one assimilator, unfortunately for him. Doesn't look like Bisu's yet gone for that forge, and or gone for the upgrades at that forge. Instead, going for using all of his gas on Templar, not yet going for the upgrades, which would also be another way for him to swing the battle in his favor. I actually really don't like this play from Snow now. We did see that Citadel of Adun going up instead of a robotic support bay. I would much rather see the robotic support bay and see him try and put a little bit more pressure on with Reavers. Instead, he's going to go and try and catch up and get to Templar Tech himself, but I don't know if this is really going to work out too well for him, because he's going to be very late in comparison to Bisu on Templar Tech, and Bisu has that 4, so it's very likely that Bisu will get that +1 upgrade ahead of Snow as well. Working off of 2 bases, 2 gases, he will be able to do that. We'll be able to have the money for it, but Snow feels like this is the proper move, and to skip the Reaver Tech completely and go straight for the Templar. And I am a little bit fearful for him, I gotta say. I'm a little bit worried that he will get caught off guard with Storm from Bisu and no Storm from him. Is the timing that I think that he will be vulnerable to. And never mind, I thought I saw Citadel of Adun. I guess there is a robotic support base, so I don't know what I saw, but I could have sworn I saw Citadel of Adun. But anyways, there is a rock support base. This I do like from Snow. He's going to get the Reaver out and he's going to try and maintain the pressure. I actually like this is much more what I would like to see. I don't know where I got the Citadel of Adun from. I swear I saw it, but apparently not. Snow did manage to fix his mining at his main as well, and his natural is just about completed as well. So this observer is no longer going to be able to get an easy scout, and he's actually going to have to micro it around because there is now a cannon inside of the main as well. Fourth gateway finally coming up for Snow as well, as Bisu has gone, and he's now up about 15, or is that a, yep, he's up about 15 psi now, and so Snow's gonna have to put on some pressure at this point, I think. Well, as soon as that Reaver pops out, he's gonna want to put on as much pressure as he can, see if he can do some damage, just because that early base, and those 11, 14 or so probe kills really hurt Snow a lot. He's getting us some more pylons now, even though he's nowhere near. He's about 28 away from Psylocking himself, but he's gonna get a couple pylons anyways. Not really sure about that one. Whatever. Do as you wish. Or never mind. Those. Oh, the bottom right hand corner. I never noticed this. The supply count includes. Maybe. No, it doesn't. No, never mind. I thought for a second that that supply count included the pylons that we're currently building, or maybe it does. It's hard to tell. I don't know. That counter down there is weird. Anyways, first Reaver is out. And we have some, and Snow's pushing out with his main forces as well, going to force Bisu back, and Bisu's going to have to use his storms against that Reaver, and this is going to be a little bit of a micro war here, as Bisu actually considering, I think he was considering going in for a storm drop, but it looks like he's reevaluated, he's coming back with his storm, and he's going to use them for the main army battle, as I think Bisu sees an opportunity here to win this game right here with the fight. He is backing off now away from those Reavers. Will he turn around? I think this would be a great opportunity for him to turn around and do some damage, and here he comes, dropping off the storms, and there's a good storm right there, getting a lot of Dragoons, not picking any of them off, but doing a lot of damage, and these are a lot of weakened Dragoons right now. Those Stormers should have a second storm inside of both of them. There is a great storm right over top of both of the Reavers, and now there will be a second storm, one more storm coming in, and that is going to do it. That will do a ton of damage, and that will pick off one of the Reavers, and the second Reaver just barely able to get picked off, but both players basically trading armies. Bisu coming out a little bit ahead there with a couple more Dragoons and the High Templar, and with his stronger economy, it looks like he is going to be able to take it, and the Reaver goes down, so that will be that. That will be game. Bisu will get the win. GG from Snow. SKT sweeps CJ Entis here in the new year. SKT with the big win. Bisu, Best, and Fantasy all roll out here at the beginning of the series, and they are too much. Just absolutely too much for Hydra, Sky High, and Snow. So no Lita, no effort yet for CJ in this series. I think this is actually the second or third game in a row, maybe that effort hasn't gone to play. Unfortunately, I think he's been slated for later on in the series a couple of times and hasn't gotten a chance to play. So CJ is going to go down without giving their ace. I really think that effort is their ace at this point. Without giving effort a chance to bring them back, and SKT with the sweep. So that was a great series. I actually think all three games were really well played. I hope you guys enjoyed all three, and I will see you next time. GG's, folks. Have a happy new year.